Hey, this is Mark D. You're here with me today at Derby Cigs in Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to do a review on the Erlkonigin, the clone, aka Erlkonigin. Alright. Okay, so here is the Erl'cl clone. This is the box that it comes in. So here we have the tank, the metal tank section, O-rings and extra screws. And here we have the drip tip adapter because of the drip tip screwing in just like the authentic. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this out of the way for now. Alright, so here it is. The machining is actually done really well on this. I had an actual authentic Erl'cl, and it's pretty one-to-one. Here's your airflow control ring. You have to turn this to turn it. You turn this for more airflow, tighten it for less. You can take it all the way off if you just want to do lung hits on it. And of course, the tighter it is, the better the flavor. The looser it is, the more air. Okay, so we'll go ahead and disassemble it. Here's the drip tip where it screws out. Okay, here's the top cap. On the clone, you got to be careful because these come out pretty easy. The authentic, they don't seem to do that. Once they get juice on them, they sit in there a lot better. But okay, so I usually keep this piece on here to unscrew this top. And nothing actually screws onto this tank like the K-Fun. This is actually just, it gets pinched between the top and bottom cap. So, and the threads on this thing are beautiful. They really, truly are. So there's that. Okay, so now the chimney comes off. You got to watch this. That likes to come off with the top cap. You just want to make sure you don't lose that. So then here's the chimney. And then this ring right here is what holds your wicks down into the channel. So you want to make sure you don't lose this. So let's put that to the side right now. Okay. The key to this, on the authentic, I use Japanese cotton, and it doesn't seem to work as well on the clone. It's better to use organic. For some reason, I don't know if the Japanese cotton on the clone wicks too fast. I'm not 100% sure why it does that, but it seems like with organic cotton balls like this, it just works much better. So, gonna loosen these two to be able to wrap our screws under. I use 28 gauge, 7-8 wraps, 28 gauge, and you want to use something as long as it fits in there snug into these channels. That's usually a pretty good indicator that it'll work well for wrapping your wire around it. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps. We'll go 8, one more. Okay, so 8 wraps. And then the best way that I've found is to lay it in the channels just like that while leaving your coil on there and then spinning it.
And she shits all over the other block.
She thinks where's the farm stop? Yeah. No!
And we're going to tighten it around there.
We had our first real fight.
All right. Now, while that's still on there, I like to take this and just lift it just a tiny little bit.
You wouldn't agree with me that, what's that one name?
You're the dude.
Okay, so now let me cut off our leads.
The one was the C one? Yeah. She thinks Cillian Murphy is hotter than Robert Downey Jr.
You're into anything with a pulse.
Okay, so here we are. Now we need to tighten this up.
I like a little bit of both.
I'm going to use this IPV to do this.
Don't even.
That's a vanilla.
I'm comfortable with my sexuality.
Let's see what the ohm is here. We'll start at 11 volts, 11 watts, and see what goes on here. Let's just make sure we get it burning even before we go too much further. These seem to be pretty easy to get them to burn even. Make sure I get it lined up. Okay, so there we go. Now, a crucial part of this is you do not want to get too much cotton into these channels. And what another thing is, you want to get, so you want to run your cotton in, you want to have like a ball of cotton that sits here, and a ball of cotton that sits here, and a tiny little bit down into the channels. And the reason being is, the way that this chimney sits on here is you have to, the ball of cotton that sits up on the top of this here blocks juice from flooding your chimney and getting in here. So I'll kind of show you what we do with it. So something about like that. Get her in there. Okay, that seems pretty good. Okay, so normally what I do is go ahead and take a little bit off lengthwise. And then I go ahead and separate a small tail off the bottom of each one of these. So you just kind of pull a little bit down off the bottom here. And that's what's going to sit into your channels. Okay, so you see how that is there? We may even need a little tiny bit more. Less is definitely more on this build, for sure, in the channels, that is. Okay, so now what we do is we clip this top one just a little tiny bit past this top right here, there and there. If you get this build just right, this atomizer is absolutely amazing for flavor, vapor, everything. If you get it wrong, it's a love-hate. Okay, so now, so we just want to cut it pretty much even at the bottom of this.
Like, don't even kiss, just.
Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. We'll go ahead and juice it up, get it going.
Yes, I feel like I'm on the ride now and I just reach over.
I think you could rescue.
Like this is just to warm me up and 10 minutes.
You okay with it?
Okay, so now we want to make sure that this is sitting up on the top right there of those two, like I was just saying a second ago. This is down on the channel. You want to make sure you don't get any cotton in your threads.
And then we had sex.
Okay, so there we go. Now we got the cotton up here, which is going to block that from overflowing up into the chimney. So now, test fire it maybe once or twice just to make sure that it's burning right. Okay, then you want to put your chimney back on. Oh, you know what? My bad. The ring. After I said don't forget the ring. Make sure you put the ring on. So these little divots right here in the ring go where the channels are.
What if Dylan genuinely got upset and just went over and slapped that?
Okay, so now that that's on, now we're going to put our chimney on. Chimney's on. Our tank.
I don't care who looks at who.
And then we want to put our top cap on. The threads on this thing are absolutely amazing. Alright.
So bad.
The best part about the Erl'cl, and that's not like the K-Fun, the Russian type, all those other ones, is you can top fill, which is crazy for a tank. So what we do is we want to slide that back across, right there. Then we just fill like this. And you want to make sure that this other hole on the other side, that there's nothing covering that hole, because that's where the pressure escapes from. We'll just go halfway, it's good for there. So now we just spin that, make sure it's closed off, put our drip tip on. Now we can vape it. It's nice, it's good, the flavor's amazing, so much better than a K-Fun. I really truly believe this is the K-Fun killer. So that's it on the build session. I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. I appreciate it.